Warning. The following program contains content about sports and the sports world. This show is an assembly of college kids who enjoy sports and like yapping about said sports. Claims and views described and promoted do not reflect those of Central Michigan University, the Central Michigan University Broadcast and Cinematic Arts Program, or Moore Hall Television. If you should have any comments, questions, or concerns, reach out to the show via email, cardguyshow@gmail.com. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave a like if you feel so inclined. Perhaps leave a comment down below. And please enjoy the following program.
Live from the Dr. Jerry Henderson Radio Complex, it's time for Card Guys. And now, here's your host, Anthony Schulte.
Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be listening to this program. Thank you, Michael, for the intro as always, and welcome to Card Guys Season 2, Episode 12. Coming up today, the Tigers open up spring training with a weekend of baseball. The Red Wings and Patrick Kane are on fire, and the Pistons, well, they're the Pistons. I'm Anthony Schulte, and joining me as always, my man, Ryan Donnelly.
Paulo traveled.
Paulo did travel. Good observation.
That
also,
he did.
Right next to me, Mr. Michael Rosenkranz.
Yo. Somewhat fully functioning after last week. What a weekend in Hockey Town. Tiger baseball getting it started. Get to our thoughts later.
Big weekend of Detroit sports, and across the way, Isaac Haffenden.
Baseball's back when you get to go to Lakeland and see single-A pitchers get lit up.
That they did this week. We'll talk Tigers in a little bit. Starting us off today, gentlemen, how was your weekend?
It was good. Got to go back home. Little under the weather starting last week, so kind of rested up back at home. Went to the hockey game on Saturday with my dad, and couldn't have picked a better game to go to, gentlemen. Really couldn't.
The Red Wings were on fire that game.
My weekend was good. I actually went back home to see my folks for half a day, and it was good. I got a brand new car out of it, too.
There it is.
So thank you to my mom and dad for that. And
brand new whip.
A brand new whip. And, I had a really good weekend. I'm a little under the weather today, but we're going to have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
My weekend was good. Obviously, going down to the east side of the state, going to the Pistons game with the with the men on Saturday night.
That is true.
Always a good time, even if they unfortunately do not win, which
we come to expect that nowadays.
We just come to expect competitive games.
Hopefully,
at the bare minimum.
We did spend the weekend together. Me, Isaac, Ryan. We did go down. I went to see my folks. Shout out to my folks, and we went to his place, and we spent the weekend down in the D. We went to the Pistons game. While he went to the Red Wings game, we went to the Pistons game for Kay Cunningham bobblehead night, and two great games at LCA, regardless of the result of the second game. Two great games. Pistons stayed competitive, and Paulo traveled, but we'll get to that in a little bit. The Red Wings. Where do we even begin this weekend? Let's start with the elephant in the room, Patrick Kane. I mean, I'm wearing the Wingers shirt. Jacket, not
That's
shirt.
That's the first time I've ever seen you wear that, by the way.
It's the first time I've broken it out.
When did you get it?
I got it for Christmas for my grandma. Shout out my grandma.
Heck
cool.
yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I like jacket's clean, man.
Even though it is by Fanatics, which we don't support Fanatics that much anymore after their debacle with MLB jerseys. That's not safe for work. That's not a topic we can discuss here on the show. This is a family-friendly program, folks. But the Red Wings. Last night, it's nothing short of a movie. Red Wings going into Chicago. Patrick Kane going back. Wasn't this his first game back in Chicago?
Yes, his very first game back at the United Center.
Yep. He got the tribute video. It was a beautiful night. Was it Chelios jersey retirement as well?
Chris Chelios jersey retirement.
So it's a huge night in Chicago. It's a rivalry game, or what's left of the rivalry, and goes into OT. The Red Wings having an off game against one of the worst teams in the NHL, which, if you're going to have an off game, you might as well do it against one of the worst teams in the NHL. Mm-hmm. Really miserable season, to say the least, for Chicago. And going to overtime, Patrick Kane on a breakaway. A beautiful call by Ken Daniels. And just movie-type stuff. Patrick Kane netting the game winner in overtime in his first game back at the United Center. I remember watching that last night, just screaming. I didn't care about a noise complaint. Screaming and cheering, and my roommate doesn't watch hockey. He's like, what happened? Like, Patrick Kane scored the game winner. I'm running around the room. Dude, it was amazing. It was special last night.
I was procrastinating a lot last night with one, the Red Wings, and two, trying to prove myself that Paulo Banchero did travel, which we'll get to in a second. But I had a project that I didn't even start on last night.
You didn't start it yet?
I didn't start it yet because I was so hooked on another class. But we'll get to that's a topic for another day. Patrick Kane, cinema. That's all I got to say. His return to Chicago, coming back on Chris Chelios' retirement night, Patrick Kane, welcome back night, got that game winner. I knew that was going to go in when he was on the breakaway.
Oh, yeah.
Who else but Patrick Kane?
Right.
Like they said in the Chicago broadcast. I saw the Chicago broadcast, the highlight clip. They said, who else but Patrick Kane? Going in front, going left to right, back to right, left, back to the right again, and then getting up on the top crossbar down in. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful goal, too.
He faked out Mrazek pretty well going to the trying to go to the bottom slot and then throws it up top shelf. Just beautiful goal.
I loved it.
Beautiful.
It was cinema. That's all I got to say. That whole Chicago game was cinema.
Yeah,
and
it was.
I'm so glad I put my homework down for a little bit to watch the end of the game. And the Wings have been rolling all weekend. A 6-1 destruction on the St. Louis Blues.
Oh, yeah.
The first goal coming in the first 33 seconds.
Yep.
By who else? Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane.
Yep.
Bro he is my first star this weekend. Patrick Kane.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Lion, second star of the
I
weekend.
put Alex DeBrincat at the second star.
Yeah,
Really?
DeBrincat had a really good weekend
DeBrincat's been
points-wise.
racking
He was
up a lot
gonna
of
be my-
points and goals
He's
lately.
going to be my third star, but Lion has been showing out, especially on those huge games against Colorado and St. Louis.
How about a big shout-out to Reimer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Reimer had a heck of a
deserves
game,
a
yeah.
big
That
shout-out
That
yesterday.
one breakaway, that one-on-one versus Bedard that he stopped was pretty impressive.
Especially given his Connor Bedard's special talent.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
But I'm giving Lion my second star because in the two games he played this weekend, he gave up 2 goals. And he saved a lot of shots. And especially, I give him the second star because it's those tough teams that he played against and only gave up a goal each. Colorado gave up a crucial first goal, but it's okay. Patrick Kane caught the game winner against what's left of the Colorado rivalry.
When in doubt, Patrick Kane.
Yep.
Patrick Kane got the first goal against the St. Louis Blues, and then Patrick Kane got the last goal last night against Colorado.
It was an important weekend also because of the standings. The Red Wings jumped to the first spot in the wild card. They currently sit at number 1 still because of that win yesterday. They got their 2 points, even after the Lightning single-handedly pretty well beat the Devils, which was a big matchup for us. I mean, either way, we want both teams to lose. Both teams can't lose.
Yeah.
Right? So someone's got to get 2 points. It was the Lightning, and the Red Wings stay in that first wildcard spot at 70 points. Lightning right behind them on their tails at 69 points. So it's a fun little wildcard race we have here between Red Wings, Lightning, and the Devils, who continue to stay right behind. They're ready to pounce. Right? They almost did. Red Wings almost let them come back with a little skid, but they've responded well. 5-game winning streak. And, I mean, these games that we're watching here, this is a different team. This team's got something special. I was watching the Red Wings Live broadcast yesterday, and Chris Osgood said, this team's got something special. And they really do. They've got a passion behind them. They know that their GM and their owner, they're behind them. GM Yzerman's at the game. Almost every single game, he's there.
Take notes, Troy.
Take notes,
Troy.
Take notes. Look at what they're doing, acquiring winning pieces like Patrick Kane. Anyways,
Do you think it was because of Ben Johnson being there on Saturday?
I mean, I'm sure him being there was a nice little motivation.
We were joking about that on Saturday.
Right, Ben Johnson's there, so of course that's when we put up 6, right?
Yep.
Hanging 3 in the first period, too.
Yeah.
4 in the
That's
first period.
4?
Yeah, it was 4.
Yeah.
4
I
in the
forgot
first
about
period.
that 4. I'm sorry.
I mean, 33 seconds in. Or was it 27 seconds in? Was it 1933?
It was 33 seconds.
Yeah.
33 seconds in.
It was 1927 when we gave up that, or when we got that first goal.
Just a crazy weekend for the Red Wings.
I love it. I really do. 4th in the Metro, or in the Atlantic. I keep thinking we're in the Metro, but
No, we're in the
still
Atlantic.
learning hockey. But listen, this team has a chip on their shoulder.
I mean, we're only 4 points behind the Maple Leafs.
that is true.
Yeah.
Not catching him.
I mean,
I don't think we're going to catch the Leafs.
What's their schedule looking like?
I don't know.
Tomorrow they have the Golden Knights.
Oh, God.
All I know is that there's a possibility. I mean, what is that? We win 3 out of our next 4. They lose 3 out of their next 4, and all of a sudden we're right in there.
I think we can do it. Toronto's next 4 games are Vegas, Arizona, New York Rangers, and Boston Bruins.
That literally could be losing 3 out of 4.
They could lose against the Knights, the Rangers, and the Bruins, and then absolutely dismantle the Coyotes. The
Coyotes have been playing good hockey recently.
We have the Caps.
They have.
Who are in and out of the wild card race. We got the Islanders, who are 7th in the Metro, and we got the Panthers, who are the reigning Eastern Conference champions, and then we got the Avalanche again. I could see a split.
I can see
a split or 3 out of 4.
I think we can beat. I think we can beat Washington. I think we can beat the Avalanche again. Avalanche have been struggling lately.
Yeah. Avalanche are unstoppable though at home.
Yeah,
they kind of fizzle. They kind of fizzle on the road, but at home they're unstoppable right now.
Arena, man. Those Denver fans show out.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Connor McKinnon being like the best, second best player in hockey right now.
Connor McKinnon?
Nathan McKinnon.
I
meant to say I got Connor McDavid.
And Connor Bedard.
A
lot of Connors.
A lot of Connors in hockey. Oh, listen, Connor McDavid is the best athlete in North American sports right now. Bro is incredible, but
I can see on our 7-game winning streak. I just noticed that. They've won 7 straight, so they got to fizzle out at some point, right?
Yeah.
In these next coming games for the Leafs, it's no cakewalk. You're not going into those saying, "Hey, that's 4 guaranteed wins." No, I'd say not even 1 guaranteed win. The Coyotes are playing great hockey right now. Mm-hmm. They may not be showing up, but I mean they're competitive. It's like the Pistons. You can't not take them seriously, or else look at what happens to the Magic. Paolo has to hit a prayer to beat us, but we'll get to them in a minute.
If you have to hit a prayer to beat the Pistons, just count that as a loss on the win-loss column. That's a loss.
Yep. And
if you start crying after hitting a game winner to beat the Detroit Pistons, then you lost. You lost.
They lost. The Magic lost. We'll get to that in a second. Why do we talk so much Pistons when it's not a Pistons?
I don't know. It just naturally happens.
Card Guys, where we compare everything and everything to the Detroit Pistons.
Oh man.
Trademark that.
Trademark that.
Jinx.
You owe me a soda.
Yeah.
Whoa. That was scary.
But I just remember.
Whoa! What just happened there?
I just remember I watched the second period, third period, and overtime of the Red Wings game. Once it got to overtime, I just knew that Patrick Kane was going to score a breakaway goal. I just said, I was like, oh, Patrick Kane, he's gonna score a breakaway goal here to win it, and he did. So
I mean, all of Twitter was like, Patrick Kane, game winner in overtime's happening now. Once overtime started, and then everybody on the timeline was like, called it.
Batman cooked up a fire script.
He did. Hey, he did. I tweeted out on my Twitter, I was like, the NHL script writers are absolutely flaming right now with the gif of Gunna, the rapper Gunna, writing with the flames all over the room. That's what the NHL script writers were doing last night, because just cinema, just incredible stuff. I mean, I can't stop raving about it.
When the Red Wings are doing good, it's a good season.
It is. And when you think about it, all of Detroit sports, I mean,
yeah,
all is a little
3 out of 4, 75% of Detroit sports are
competent
in playoff teams, almost. Tigers, you could say it, kind of. Red Wings, we're literally in right now. And the Lions made it to the NFC Championship. So Detroit sports are back. We went on a decade of oops, we lost again. But we're on the come. This is what all the losing does when you have competent ownership and management. Not that. Sorry, something stuck in my throat. But the Red Wings, I mean, just incredible stuff. Like you said, we have Caps, Islanders, Panthers, Avalanche, and then we have Arizona on the road at the college hockey arena.
The Mullins Arena.
Yep. The equivalent to Big Boy Arena.
Why would you move your team from the Gila River Arena, which is a normal standard NHL arena, to a 9,000-seat arena? I get it.
Well, it's because their stadium plans they had plans for a new stadium, and they kind of fell out, so...
They had to improvise.
It's kind of the equivalent of the Red Wings playing at Martin Ice Arena.
The Coyotes,
Yep.
the Coyotes should relocate.
And then we have Golden Knights, and then we have the Sabres, and then we have the Coyotes again, and then we have the Sabres again, and then we have Penguins, Blue Jackets, Islanders. So I see some wins here. I really do.
I do too.
I feel like we got over the hump of a really, really gauntlet type schedule with Canucks, Oilers, Kraken, which Kraken, their record may not show up, but they're a tough team. The Blues, the Avalanche. I mean, we're getting over that hump, and we're going to get some wins here that could really set the tone going into the playoffs, and hopefully we make it to the playoffs. I see this team right now. This team can't be stopped.
Well, I will say, all the Red Wings even really need to do to make the playoffs is just, I forget how many games they have left, but I think all they need to do.
I want to say they have 23.
2, 4,
I think they just need to go like 13.
No, 24.
24.
I think they just got to go 12, 10, and 2 and they make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Don't even, I want them to win consistently and look pretty good, but as long as they just...
You can afford some stumbles.
You can afford a couple stumbles. We're looking...
Yeah.
The Devils are kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Shout out Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank. And it's Mets season again, so he's having a blast.
Season.
He's having a blast right now.
Kodai Senga on IR for the Mets.
If the Devils don't make the playoffs and the Mets are going to Mets, Frank the Tank might... I'm looking out for Frank right
And
now.
we're going to go
Yeah.
see if those walks are starting to pay off for him.
Hey, it looks like they
At
are.
least the Knicks are doing good. But wait, he doesn't pay attention to the Knicks.
And the Knicks are 1-5 in their last 6 games.
Oh, no, Frank.
Ever since they started a podcast, oh my goodness, why is his name blank?
Allow me to
Josh
be
Hart.
Frank.
Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, they started a podcast and they're 1-5 since.
Wow.
Yep.
Remember on the show following the All-Star game, I said the Knicks are a team to look out for in the East.
I mean, they are.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, every team goes on a little skid, but I saw a stat, and I don't mean to jump into NBA here, but I did see a stat where the 8th seeded Suns are closer to the 1st seeded. What was the team?
Celtics?
No, Timberwolves.
Timberwolves.
They're closer to the 1st seeded Timberwolves than the 2nd seeded Cavs are to the 1st seeded Celtics.
That's nuts.
The West is crazy.
Nuts. The West is loaded. But anyways, we're not talking NBA. We're talking NHL.
Yet.
The Red Wings, like we said, they've got a lot going for them. One player in your guys' mind that, not Patrick Kane, not DeBrincat, not Larkin, one player that is extremely vital to this team going forward down the home stretch getting into the playoffs. What's one player that is extremely important?
There's a lot that come to my mind. This is so tough.
It's a tough question. I put you guys on the spot.
Oh man.
I'm gonna say Ding Dong Sprong.
That's a good one.
pick. Why's that?
I don't know. Sprong is just the type of guy. He's not gonna be a superstar, but he's gonna be in the right place at the right time and get you some goals. He just has a natural feel for the game of hockey. He got did he get a goal? Yeah, he got a goal last night against the Blackhawks. He was kind of. I didn't watch the game when Sprong scored, but from what I saw, he was kind of falling down. It looked like a dead play, and he just shot the puck into the net. So
Yeah.
he's been playing some good hockey this year, and I would say another guy that that I'd like to see some more production out of is the newly extended Michael Rasmussen. Big
Good
Moose. He's had a pretty good season, and I'm very happy Mr. Yzerman extended him. But let's just see some consistent points from him going forward for the rest of the year. He is definitely by far our most physical offender, which is definitely why I'm glad he got paid. But let's just keep seeing some scoring from him. Same with Raymond and Sider, all those guys, and Shane Gostisbehere. He is not very good at handling the puck, to say the least. But let's just keep seeing some improvement from the defense, because I will say the Red Wings. I mean, everyone's been playing pretty well lately, but I think defense is what I would like to see us trade for at the deadline. Maybe get Noah Hanifin from the Calgary Flames. I'd like him, but overall, I think this Red Wings team has a lot of chemistry going right now, to the point where trading someone at the deadline is just or trading for someone might cause us to go on a little skid. I mean, look what happened last year once we traded Bertuzzi and Philip Hronek, we were a playoff team, then we just kind of started to fizzle out once Yzerman sold at the deadline. I don't think Yzerman's going to sell at the deadline, but I don't think he's going to be a huge buyer because he knows that these guys got chemistry and they're playing good hockey together, and might as well just keep it that way.
Well, Isaac took all 5 of my players. My first player was going to be Rasmussen, and then my original player was going to be Kopp, and then my next 2 were going to be Raymond and Sider.
There it is.
I think I got to go JT. JT has been unreal.
He has.
The past few days.
Yeah.
And we need to keep him. I think there's a lot of guys that come up. Rasmussen is one. Jake Wallman is another one. The Wallman Gritty. He's looked very promising. Goshosphere.
It's serviceable.
Everybody's been serviceable. That's
true.
all I got to say.
Yeah.
Everybody is playing well together. There's not a single person that I can single out and saying, like, he's better than him. Everybody outside of Patrick Kane, Dylan Larkin, and Alex DeBrincat are all on the same level, I'd say. Except for Ali. I don't like Ali Mata that much.
He's actually been playing pretty good defense lately. He's good on defense.
He's not good with the puck, but defensively he's pretty good. But
Yeah.
I think everybody outside of those 3 players are on the same level, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
We just have a very deep team.
Yeah, this team is stacked.
Yeah, Yzerman built a great team.
Thank you, farm system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking for my 3 players, I may go a little bit off the wall here. David Perron.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why hasn't anybody said Perron? He's a big.
David Perron's a big veteran presence, and I think he's, especially in last game against Chicago, he didn't really put up that too many impressive numbers. He's there, but I think we need to get him more involved and just get that veteran presence. It's like back on this team, so that they can carry that forward with them into the playoffs. Because the Red Wings need this continue to need this veteran presence in the playoffs because they're still a very young team. I also don't mind Joe Veleno and kind of the stuff that he's been doing.
Joey V. Yeah.
That he's been doing lately. You see him here and there. He can notch a few goals here and there. Wallman, he's a great defenseman that can shoot, put the puck in the net. And a big thing about the Red Wing in the playoff team and in the playoffs is I want to see a healthy balance of goaltenders. I want to continue to see a healthy balance between goaltenders. Rest Lyon when he needs it, and put Reimer in like he did last night. Reimer did amazing last night. He saved 33 on 35.
Yeah.
And the goal that Lyon let up against St. Louis wasn't even his fault. It was a giveaway.
Yeah.
To Bolduc getting his first NHL goal, so I don't even consider that his fault. But Lyon had an easy day at the office on Saturday,
He did.
I would say.
Yeah.
But I think just in terms of getting some of your veterans back in the game is something that's going to be really, really important for you going into the playoffs. And I want to see the Red Wings continue this win streak that they're on. They've won 5 straight. Could they make it 6 against Ovi and the Caps? We'll see.
Hopefully. Going last.
Age will catch up to them.
Going last in the order here. All the players have basically been picked. I was going to say Reimer. I think Reimer's really important going down the stretch because you need to give Lyon some breaks. And Reimer being serviceable, like last night, only giving up 2 to 3 goals and letting the offense go to work, that's all you need from him. Give Lyon a couple days off. You can trust Reimer. I think Reimer's really been impressive this year, especially recently, in that role. Mo Seider. I think Mo Seider's pretty important to this team going down the stretch. He needs to he needs to continue that really good play on the defensive line, and you know what? Hopefully this team can all come together and put together. I was going to say Perron too, but Perron was said, so I'm not going to say Perron. But Mo Seider, surprised he wasn't said, unless I missed it. But Mo Seider is a big name there. For the Red Wings, 32, 20-6, 70 points, 5-game winning streak, and they're going to go into, my goodness, the Capitals tomorrow at 7. So that is something to look out for. We're going to move on to the Detroit Tigers. A really weird weekend of baseball, we could say. We start off the spring training campaign with we played a little football on Saturday against the Yankees. 22-10 was the final out in Lakeland. And you know what? I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I said, hey, you know what? You're shaking off the rust. You're throwing a bunch of pitchers out there. The Yankees are the Yankees. 22 runs. Move on from him. You play the Rays. The Rays, you seem to be single-handedly beating them, up 9-3, 9-4 after 6.5. And you tie them at 9 apiece.
Yeah.
The pitching is subpar. I mean, granted, we haven't seen our main guys really. Subpar, I'd say. Especially at the end of that game yesterday. Just lobbing meatballs right down the heart of the plate for the Rays to just smack. We got killed, I'd say, yesterday. Especially in the second half of that ball game. I think Henry Malloy has been very impressive for the Tigers.
Jackson Henry Malloy is a dog.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's I keep getting confused. It's Jackson Henry and his last name is Malloy.
Justin.
Justin.
Is it
Justin Henry Malloy.
Justin.
Oh.
I keep thinking his last name is Henry Malloy. His name is Justin Henry, and his last name is Malloy. I am so used to the double last name. I'm not used to the double first name.
I thought it was honestly a double last name.
Yeah. And then I saw on the back of his jersey Malloy, and I'm like, and then I saw the dash in between Justin Henry. I'm like, all right, I guess it's just Malloy. But Malloy's been great. Keith looked good on Saturday. I want to see more of our main guys get some run. Green, Torkelson. I know Carpenter's injured. Yeah, not the ideal start you want to spring training, especially with all the hype built up around you.
Yeah, I want to go back to that Yankees game. I'm going to name some guys who deserve to be off this team. Miguel Diaz gave up 3 earned runs.
I don't think any of these guys.
Mason Englert, 3 earned runs. Weekle Hernandez, 4 earned runs. Matt Morrell, 4 earned runs. Reese Olson, he actually had a good game on Friday, I'd say, or Saturday. Barely played though. 1 hit, 2 earned runs, RBI. Jake Higginbotham, who earned 1 earned run. That's a total of 22 earned runs.
I have the lineup card for today.
Oh,
and
breaking news.
If you wish, you receive. Our lineup today is Badu, Green, Torkelson, Canna, Keith, Baez, Vierling, Rogers, Creedler.
Yeah, this lineup
pitching is Flaherty.
Wow.
AJ Hinch said, all right, let's stop messing around, folks. Let's stop messing around. Let's go win a ball game.
He's cooking.
And guess what? It's not televised, so we can't even watch it. But
we'll have to tune on Double D on the radio.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy to see all. Hey, I just said, I want to see more of our main day by day guys get in there, and whole 9-man, I'd say is going to get some major league run.
Minus Kerry Carpenter, obviously.
Yeah, I think Carpenter would be in for Creedler.
Yeah.
And then we'd move around.
These games mean nothing. They mean nothing. It's just mindless, meaningless fun. But I'll say yesterday, Jay Henney played pretty good. Andy Ibanez, who else? Andre Lipsius, Carson Kelly played good too. So our major league guys are doing good. I mean, the only guys that are really doing bad are the ones that are never going to see the major leagues this year. So all that matters is the guys that we expect to make the roster play well, and the guys that are competing for a spot like Justin Henry Malloy are playing good. So that's what we're seeing.
Faedo looked okay yesterday. Faedo, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Not bad.
Not terrible.
Not terrible. Not terrible.
Not terrible. But
I'm just happy
let's see. Wilmer Flores.
ERA of 54.
You, my friend, are an Oakland Athletic. He's the reason
Are they
why
even playing in Oakland this year.
Yeah.
They're playing in Oakland this year.
The mayor of Las Vegas doesn't want the A's to move there, so it's going to be a fun and silly situation.
This is going to be fun. This will be
Oakland
drama.
A's are in a bit of a pickle. Renovate your stadium.
Happy Green Day for those who observe.
Happy Green Day. Wilmer Flores, the only man who had his name on the back of his jersey, gave up 4 hits, 4 earned runs, and a strikeout. He looked like a bum last night. He gave up. We were down 9-5. We throw in Wilmer Flores, gives up 4 earned runs like that, and we were tied. Got to thank our infield because our infield were dogs last night. That first out, a catch and throw to first. It was beautiful. That was a beautiful throw to first.
We have a doubleheader tomorrow.
We do?
All right, this is a little weird. I'm looking at the schedule. It says there's 2 games tomorrow at 1:05. Oh, split team.
What?
It's split team tomorrow. That probably explains why we have all of our big guys going today.
Yeah.
It's a split team tomorrow. Half of our team's going to play the Orioles. Half of our team's staying home to play the Blue Jays. Both at 1:05.
Question is, both teams are really good. Who are we gonna send to each? Are we gonna have
That's going to be interesting to see.
Are we gonna have like Torkelson to play it against the O's and then like Riley Green to play the Blue Jays?
I don't really like the split teams because I maybe at different times it would be better, but having 2 games going at once, I can only imagine what the beat writers are going to be feeling tomorrow, trying to cover 2 games in 2 different places. But yeah, split team tomorrow. That'll be interesting to see as well. See what Hinch cooks up and what we can do and what we could see from different guys. But like Isaac said, to Isaac's point, this is just meaningless fun, right? It doesn't mean anything. We're just dipping our toes in. Seeing what we like, what lineups can work, what lineups won't work, who can play where, who might have a chance to getting called up, who might make some of the final spots on the roster. It'll be interesting to see, but Michael, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on the Tigers.
Yeah, the Tigers had an interesting weekend. Football score from the Yankees, and then they tie yesterday against the Rays. Number one, you shouldn't have tied against the Rays when you're up 9-3. Yeah. But that happened. So today we got the Astros, A.J. Hinch's former team. And he's not messing around with that lineup that we just read. So I think this is going to be a really good matchup today against the Astros. I'm really interested to see what this lineup can do. Because this lineup right here, this is probably as close as you'll get to a Major League lineup, possibly an opening day roster.
The Astros did get shut out. They lost 3-0 to the Cardinals yesterday.
Yes, they did.
So who knows? Again, it's mindless fun, but it's interesting. It's interesting to talk about, and baseball's back.
It is back. Lots of the young bats yesterday did get a lot of hits. Justin Henry Malloy hit a dinger. Carson Kelly hit a dinger. Lots of guys got on base, and that's what I love to see.
Malloy hit a moonshot.
He did.
That was a missile.
The crack of the bat was amazing.
We were watching that, and we're like, dang.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Malloy.
Yeah, but I'm still very excited for Tiger baseball. I love spring training. Hopefully I get to tune in on the radio today, listen to a little bit of the Astros game before class today. But I like a lot of these young bats are already starting to get productive, and it's a lot of good things pointing in the direction for this Tigers team going forward.
For sure. So the Tigers, they play today, 1:05 against the Astros in Lakeland. And as we mentioned, tomorrow it is a split team here between the Tigers and Orioles and Tigers and Blue Jays, both at 1:05. And then the rest of the week, we'll have Pirates on Wednesday, Red Sox on Thursday, Phillies on Friday. And we're playing every day. We got baseball every day, gentlemen. So
I just want to point out something pretty interesting right now. I didn't realize this until now, but once it gets to the regular season for baseball, our schedule to start off the year is, I don't want to say it's easy, but I'll say it's easy. First series, 3-game series against the Chicago White Sox. Second series, 3-game series against the Feeble Mets. Third series, 3-game series against the Oakland A's. Our fourth series is a 2-game set against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Then we got the Twins 4 times. So
then we got the World Series champs.
Yeah. So before we play the Rangers, this schedule is we can
rattle off some W's.
Rattle off a decent amount of wins to start the year.
The A's are the home opener series, so the A's is the first series back in the Motor City, but we'll start out away in Chicago and away in New York against the
the
Mets.
series against the feeble Mets should be good.
I think New York will give us a little run for our money. Hitting wise, not pitching wise. Pitching wise,
There should be
we're
some
good.
high-scoring games.
Yeah, it's going to be more baseball scores against the Mets.
I mean,
But
football.
Yeah.
what did I say?
You said baseball.
I'm tired, guys. But White Sox, A's, and maybe the Pirates and the Twins, those are going to be fun series. We're going
Indeed.
to wipe. One name that I have not seen all of spring training is Dylan Dingler. Where's he?
Didn't he play Saturday a little bit?
No.
I want to say he played a little
He
bit
didn't.
Saturday.
He's probably just
I have not seen Dingler at all.
I could see him in the split series
maybe
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Maybe
Dylan
he's
Dingler
late.
did
Oh,
play
yeah, he
Saturday.
did play.
2 at-bats, 2
I know
runs
my
and a
stuff.
hit.
I don't know my
Oh, that's
stuff.
pretty good.
Guys, I don't know sports. And it's kind of sad because this is the career I'm going into.
No, you're good. I thought I saw Dingler on the box score.
Kind of doesn't
so.
help that game wasn't televised at all either.
Yeah, it didn't help either. To the people that actually covered that game through radio, props to you, because I wouldn't be able to do that. But as I mentioned, Tigers today in Lakeland against the Astros at 1:05. We are going to take a sharp left turn into Depressionville. This is a required topic since we're talking all the sports and we were at the game. The Detroit Pistons. Everybody hears a subtle groan from across America.
Detroit basketball.
That's the sounds of a broken man. It's rough over here in Piston land. We go from happy sunshine in Florida, happy sunshine at the other half of LCA, and then you just have the Pistons, who are blue. Sadness, blue. That's the Pistons. I don't even know where to begin. 5-game losing streak. Not 28 games. We have not lost 28 games in a row yet.
We're not
20,
we're not 28 straight bad guys. Don't worry.
We're 1 game behind the Washington Wizards for 14th place in the Eastern Conference.
That's our bare maxim.
That is our NBA Finals. Is the final game against the Wizards to
We
decide
catch the Wizards in the standings, dude. This
to
is gonna be
decide
great.
14th place in the Eastern Conference. The Pistons and the Wizards. When is this game? Because this has got to be nationally televised. Where is it? Where are you,
Who
Wizards?
will be the dumpster fire in the Eastern
They gotta
Conference?
broadcast this game on Comedy Central.
It's got to be. We got to have Kevin Harlan on the call. Here it is, March 29th, 7 p.m. The greatest game in the NBA season will commence between the Pistons and the Wizards to decide 14th place
In Washington.
In
It's
Washington,
like the John Cena and The Rock meeting
That's
once
the-
in a lifetime. I hear voices in there.
It's funny because the day before that game is Tigers opening day, and the next day we get the game of our lifetime in basketball.
Oh, Lord.
It's going to be a heck of a couple days right over there
Yeah.
for Detroit sports. Anyways, the Pistons. Since we last talked to you guys, the Pacers. Oh, rough one. Cade had 30 though.
But he's a bust.
Yeah, people say he's a bust, but Cade had 30. That's all I care about right now is Cade Cunningham's stats. That's all I care about. Cade, get your stats, my boy, and prove the haters wrong. And then we have the Magic game. A lot to dive into with this Magic game. I want to start off with Cade Cunningham because he is the guy we need to build around. And that I don't want to see any more of folks in the media, on Twitter, on social media saying Cade Cunningham is a bust. Don't build around him. He doesn't deserve the Supermax. Listen, Cade Cunningham is the truth. He's learning and growing as his career goes on. We have to remember he's barely played over 100 games in his career.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
He's barely played over 100 games in his 3-year career so far due to injury. He's still in his 2nd year technically. He's learning the hard way. The NBA hates him. I don't know that for sure, but in the last 2 games, he scored 56 points. He's averaged 28 points. Folks at home, I want you to guess in the comments section, how many times did Cade Cunningham make it to the free throw line? I'll give you some time. Time's up. 0. He made it to the line 0 times, folks. 0 times. 56 points, 28 points per game in the last 2 games, 0 times at the free throw line. Disgusting. How many times do I have to watch Cade Cunningham get mauled in the paint without a call? He even said after the game, he's like, you know what, I'm getting tired of this. Maybe I have to start flopping He said, maybe I have to start flopping. He said, maybe I have to stop complaining to the refs. He doesn't even complain that much.
Nah,
but,
if he starts flopping, he'll get a technical foul.
Well, I mean, it worked for the Magic on Saturday. Worked for the Magic.
The NBA hates Cade Cunningham.
And it seems like the refs have it out for Cade because it's been like this his entire career. People say he has bad field goal percentage. You want to know why he doesn't shoot 50, 40, 90? Well, 50% from the field. I'm not going to say 40% from three. He's still developing that. The reason why he doesn't shoot 50% from the field at least is because a bunch of his misses come from being fouled without a call. When you get fouled and the ball goes the completely other way than where you were shooting, that could be considered a foul. And there's a reason why you're missing the shot. You got fouled. Not calling it, it counts against him. He can't do anything about that. I've watched enough Cade Cunningham this season to know that about half of his misses, I'd say, throughout the year have been off missed calls. And that is not an over-exaggeration. Because he gets fouled so much. He creates contact so much. Does he need to learn to maybe sell it a little bit more without flopping? Yes. I think he's trying to play the game organically, and he can't anymore, which is very sad to say. He's trying to play the game without foul baiting and without flopping and without being a drama queen, but it's not working. You gotta change how you're playing, and he's gonna have to change that. He does that. He turns into like a LeBron-esque player, foul baiting, getting the contact, selling the contact. You're seeing Cade Cunningham average 28, 8, and 5. 8 assists, 5 rebounds. You are. But Cade, he almost hit that full court shot too against the Magic. Paolo Banchero.
Travel.
The travel. The great travel of 2024. The last 2-minute report says it wasn't a travel. I call BS because that was a travel. You can't gather and then hop step. You can't gather and then jump into a shot. You can't jump both feet into a shot. Can't do that. That's a travel. That's a travel all day. Everybody says it's a travel. Fans of other teams said it was a travel. Media members said it was a travel. I don't care what the NBA has to say because the NBA could say anything in the last 2-minute report. They're going to say it was a travel because they don't want to be like, yep, we messed up. The Pistons should have gone to overtime. They don't want to say that. They don't want to say that. They want to say the Magic won fair and square. But that's it for me on my excuse for a basketball team.
According to the NBA National Basketball Referees Association, a player who gathers the ball while progressing may take 2 steps in coming to a stop, passing or shooting the ball, or if he has not yet dribbled 1 step prior to releasing the ball. A player who gathers the ball while dribbling may take 2 steps in coming to stop, passing, or shooting the ball. Paolo Banchero on Saturday got the ball on the left baseline, drove to the left side, he lost his dribble, picked it up, took 2 steps, and then took another 2 steps back. That's 4 steps. That's a travel.
All right, I'm watching it right here.
But the NBA saw that their precious Paolo, who made an all-star team this year...
Precious Paolo.
Precious Paolo.
Precious Paolo.
His first national televised game was like a week ago. The
That's
NBA
true.
doesn't like him.
I mean,
NBA
it's not that the NBA doesn't like him. I just think it's that the Magic were really hard to sell until they could change the slots for national televised games.
He lost the... if you're watching... This might be awkward if you're listening on air right now, but if you're watching on YouTube, I'll show a demonstration. So he picks up the ball, right? Dribbles, loses the ball. 1, 2, and then 1, 2. 2 tiny little steps.
We'll compare that to... I'll put up the game winner right here.
I'm definitely not Paolo Banchero.
I'm going to play-by-play this. So Banchero has it on the near side wing. Jalen Duren... Why is Jalen Duren guarding him at the perimeter?
Why couldn't it be a sword?
Why? Who decided... All right. Anyways, Paolo's going to drive left here. So he's going to dribble and gather, right? He kind of stutters, and then he jumps into it right here. We'll go over it again. Near side wing. Paolo has it. Duren guarding on the perimeter. Paolo, couple dribble moves, drives, and then he stutters, and then it's hard to explain. You'll see it.
His left foot drags,
His left
too.
foot drags, and then he kind of resets himself.
Even if it's a drag, that's still 3 steps. That's still a travel.
And regardless of that, it was still a prayer. The shot was a prayer.
Where was the foul?
Where was the foul? His hands were up. There's nothing Duren can do there. And
It was
I mean,
a very late whistle.
look, people say, why is Duren guarding the perimeter? Duren had really bad defense there. Duren is a almost 7-foot man, very muscular man, who had his arms straight up right in front of Paolo. Paolo could not see the rim. Paolo put the ball up without seeing the rim and was like, please give me this. And he got it. Just a tough shot. I mean, if there wasn't a travel right there would be nothing to be mad about because that's just a prayer. That's a prayer. And Ryan forgot to mute his device.
Sorry, guys. It's
You're
8
good.
in the morning.
It
That's
is
my
8:38 in the morning.
But still, when we went to that game, I was looking for a competitive game. It wasn't for a little bit, and then it was towards
We
the
were
end.
the clear better team in the second half.
We were.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham got fouled at the rim. That's another thing.
Oh,
When
yeah, and
Cade
that kid
Cunningham
went
was
drive,
driving, he took it with the right. Hold on, let me take a look at this highlight.
It was at the end of the game, right before the game winner. Cade
Stupid
Cunningham,
ads.
we're down by 2, and Cade Cunningham goes up, really tough layup to tie the ball game. And you could consider him being fouled there as well. But if it was
right.
LeBron, foul.
I'm watching this highlight right now. So he drives to the right side. He's got. Are we going to put this up or no?
I'm trying to figure out how I can put it up.
Okay.
We'll try.
So, if you're watching this, if we have it up, so Cade is driving on the right baseline. He's got Franz Wagner and he's got Jalen Suggs on the help, and he's got Boncaro in the paint, most likely to help out Jalen Suggs. He drives to the right. He blows by Jalen Suggs. Franz is still on him, and now Paolo, he sees that Cade's driving, so he jumps out and is like, "Okay, I'm gonna block this shot." Instead of blocking the shot, and Cade making the layup with his right hand, he fouled him on the arm. That's an N1, and he should go to the free throw line for one more. Paulo Boncaro followed Cade in the paint. He hit him in the arm. Cade Cunningham made the layup, tied the game, should have gone to the line for an extra one. Cade Cunningham needs respect. That's all he needs in this league.
I think he's the most disrespected number 1 pick.
He is. He's the most disrespected player, I think, in the NBA. You see him put up a 40 bomb. But, oh, no, the Pistons lost 20 straight. Cade sucks.
Yeah, they put it all on Cade Cade on the Celtics averaging these numbers gets praised in an all-star selection.
Yes, exactly.
But because of record, Scotty Barnes made the all-star game over Cade, but we're not going to dive into that.
Cade Cunningham is the most disrespected player in the NBA right now. You see him, he put up 31. Hold on, let me look up his stat line against Indiana.
It was 35
and 8.
Yeah.
38 and 5.
Was
30
it
points, 8 assists, 5
rebounds?
rebounds.
Oh, 5 rebounds. Huh.
But according to ESPN and Woodward Sports and all these
Woodward
other
Sports.
junkies, he's a bust.
Woodward Sports doesn't even talk basketball. I don't
Yeah, they
ever
don't.
see them make a basketball video.
Yeah.
I've seen him make a couple. But another thing, and I'll make it quick, Monty Williams is a feeble coach.
Oh, yeah. Why is Evan Fournier playing
Why
power
is
forward?
Evan
That was
Fournier
ridiculous.
playing? He
Evan
is a
Fournier.
6'5" power forward. He should be a shooting guard, not a power
Well, he shouldn't be the
forward.
first man off the bench, and he shouldn't be playing so many minutes. But the fact that we witnessed in person a James Wiseman and Evan Fournier front court in 2024 shows the level of incompetence at the helm of the Detroit Pistons.
Hot take, I think this is all on Steven Silas.
Maybe.
I think
It's
Monty-
a little bit
I
on
think it's
Steven
on Monty's
Silas.
lack of ability to make a firm decision.
He's insecure. He's insecure.
I don't remember where it was in the game, but there was a foul or like a flop on, I think, like
Yeah, he didn't challenge.
Yeah.
Suggs, but Asor got called for a tech.
He got called for a foul,
He
and
called-
it wasn't a foul, and everybody was like, challenge it. And
Monty
he looked at his
his
bench.
incompetent, minus Jared Jack, his incompetent coaching staff, and was like, "Do I challenge it? No? Okay, I'll let my player get the foul." It says fourth
It's
foul.
almost like he's the head coach, and he can just make that executive decision.
Funny thing is, it was Asor's fourth foul.
Yeah.
His fourth.
Put
If
him
you
in foul
challenged
trouble.
that, you probably would win the challenge. He'd still have 3 fouls. Instead, you let your player be in foul trouble. That's great leadership. Great leadership, Monty. You let your player die out there and have 4 fouls
That's what he does.
attached.
He doesn't call timeouts. He'll let his players die on the court, and he plays Evan Fournier, who hasn't played NBA basketball, real NBA basketball, in 2 years, play power forward off the bench.
He's horrible.
Monty Williams is without a doubt one of the worst coaches I have ever seen in the National Basketball Association. Again, when you get to a point of discussing rotations with your general manager, it's like, okay, repeatedly discussing rotations?
You had to waive Killian Hayes just to play Jaden Ivey competent minutes.
Yes!
Like,
and I'll say, we've said this 1,000 times, but we'll say it again. Cade Cunningham needs help. He can't do it alone.
He needs a team built for him and around him. And that's how we did.
The core three solidify that. Cade, Ivey, Duren. Duren with 16, 11, and 3. 16 points, 11 rebounds,
Ivey
3
had
assists.
a stinker that game, by the way.
He did.
He did.
Which...
Duren's fourth in the NBA with rebounds per game.
At times, I feel like with stinkers like this from Ivy, at times it's just maybe those two can't really gel well together.
Well, that's when Monty Williams should, and here is a wild thought that Monty Williams can't even bear to think about. Staggering. Wow.
Whoa!
The entire
what a concept!
Bench. Oops, all bench. There was literally a person, and he followed me on Twitter. Shout out to this guy. He wore a shirt that said, "I'm not taking off this shirt until Monty Williams gives up the all-bench lineup." Stagger, Ivy, and Cade. Let them both cook while each other are not on the floor. They can play together, but they need to learn that. And I think right now, staggering them and seeing how that works, maybe that would work. Look, we are 4 college kids who are trying to get to the end of the year, and we're making better roster decisions than you are, Monty. Let that sink in.
And he's not even going to get fired.
No, he won't. We're stuck with him for 8 years.
For 8 years.
If Monty seriously does not get fired at the end of the season, I literally don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like I'm just going to rip my hair out of my head. Because this guy, he needs to be fired by the end of the season. He won't, because Tom Gores is a ridiculous owner.
Yeah.
And Troy Weaver is apparently the right guy for the job.
Well, I mean, we're going to get a new owner soon, because Adam Silver said the great NBA selling market when it comes to owners selling teams is about to come down. A lot of owners are about to sell their teams because of the equity stuff in the new CBA. Tom Gores is about to sell this team.
No, he won't.
I don't think he
He's
will,
the type
but
of owner that when it comes to the equity and all that stuff being diminished and the profit that he'd be able to make, that the only reason why he has this team is for profit. That's
yeah.
And if that's going to get diminished or that's going to get hindered at all, if Adam Silver said that he's about to see a bunch of owners sell their teams, I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Gores jumps off ship.
I wouldn't be surprised. I guess so. But his reign of terror is owners.
His reign of terror.
2 playoff appearances in his tenure.
I didn't win any of those games, by the way. 8 playoff games under the Tom Gores tenure. 0. We have not won a playoff game since the Eastern Conference Finals in 2008.
The curse of Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson is the reason why we're here.
Joe Dumars is the reason why we are the way we are now.
Joe Dumars built the team, and he destroyed the team, all in the span of a decade, Joe Dumars.
Okay. This is all I have to say, and this will be my final point of the show. Chris Paul put Monty Williams on the map, and we mentioned that so many times on this show.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't realize that until this year. We all thought Monty Williams is the coach. He's the coach of the future.
Phoenix fans tried to warn us.
He's good at talking to the younger guys. Instead, he puts out a 12-man lineup. We've had 27 different players suit up for the Pistons this year. Buddy Boeheim could be number 28.
That would set a franchise record.
That would set a franchise record.
I want to see him play.
I want to see 30 players suit up for the Pistons.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Bring in Marcus Casalone. Bring in Xavier Simpson.
Malcolm Casalone got waived.
Bring in Ryan, whatever the heck his last name is.
Arcidiacono?
No.
Arcidiacono got waived
Ryan
as
from
well.
the G League. Ryan, the Jewish.
Oh, Terrell. Ryan Terrell.
Ryan Terrell. Bring him up because he's been balling. I'll give him that.
No, we don't know what a G League is. We just found Troy Weaver must have just found out what the G League is when he started making all those random moves on Thursday. When we made 5 G League roster moves in one day. It's like he woke up one day and one of his assistants walked into his office and was like, "Hey, Troy, you know that team that's called the Motor City Cruise that kind of looks like our logo? They have the same colors, same font." Yeah. We kind of have access to those players in that roster and those decisions. wait, what? We have a G League team? Oh, goody. Move. And it's like they just kept rattling off. Every 30 minutes, I saw a Woj tweet about some random G Leaguer on our team either getting a two-way or getting waived or getting signed to a standard contract. I'm like, where was this on the losing streak? Where was this? It was nowhere.
You forgot one thing.
What's up?
The ums.
Oh. Yeah, just watch one. Look up Trey Weaver press conference. Watch one.
All you hear is
in your head. We think we can compete. We think we're pretty good. Yeah.
But anyways, Monty Williams is a horrible coach, and I've said this multiple times.
Stinky.
He's a stinky coach.
He's stinky.
We brought him in for defense. It doesn't help that the team that he used to coach was already a defensively good team.
And he also had Chris Paul, who was basically the head coach.
Yeah.
Chris Paul should go into coaching when he's done with his career.
He should. Mm-hmm. What does he do now? Isn't he like the head of the Players Association?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Anyways.
He's a good leader.
He's a very good leader, and I think he'll make a very good coach. I think he'll be a very successful former player turned coach, unlike a couple people I know.
Juwan Howard.
Juwan Howard. Oh, my God. Don't get me started on Juwan. Juwan Howard. I hate you. I hate you. You're the savior of Michigan. Nope. The only year that we were competent was a cakewalk year in 2020. Look at us now. We went from Elite Eight, losing to Johnny Juzang, ended the fun times in Michigan basketball. Now look at where we are. 8-20, and we lost by 8 to Purdue, which that's a win in itself.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
That's not bad.
I'll give you a claps, but that segment's not about Juwan Howard. I will do an hour show about how bad of Juwan Howard.
Hey, we'll talk Michigan basketball on the next show. How about that? We'll do that.
That's a
we
deal.
should probably do some state basketball.
Pistons. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll do college basketball.
Yeah, March
Why not?
Madness.
There
is
you
coming
go.
up,
There
and
it is.
Central Michigan.
Look,
will make
we're
a
having our content meeting right now.
Yeah.
But we got to discuss Central Michigan.
Oh, yeah. Wednesday, we're going to have a packed show. But Pistons, Knicks, they're on tonight, 7:30 at the Garden. Yes. And then we play tomorrow night against the Bulls. And then we're off till Friday.
Bulls.
The Bulls.
The Bulls.
Not the Bears. The Bulls. But the Pistons, hopefully we can sneak one away. I think we could beat the Bulls, especially without Patrick Williams or Zach LaVine. But who knows? Sadly, that's all we have for today's show. It was a packed show. What's going on?
I'll make this quick. I will every day.
That's a beautiful shirt.
I will wear this shirt every show until Monty Williams is fired. Every show I will wear this shirt.
He's not going to get fired after this
I will. I don't care if this show, if
That's
we
either
make it
gonna
all
get
4
really
years in
stinky
this
or he's
show.
going to spend a lot of money on detergent.
Yeah.
But I will not take off this shirt every show. Obviously, I will change shirts.
What if
going to class.
what if we keep Monty and we make the playoffs next year? You going to keep it on?
I mean,
No.
well, you have to.
Yes,
you have to commit.
when Monty Williams gets fired, I'm going to take off the shirt. And if Monty Williams doesn't get fired by the end of the year, I will no longer be a Pistons fan.
Oh wow! All right, that's a
Okay,
claim.
we got that on recording,
That's-
and we
record. We got that. Everything's
have that for
recorded.
Black
Oh,
Belt.
yeah.
Yep.
We do.
All right. Well, that is all we have for today's show. After Ryan just dug himself a grave as a Pistons fan because I wouldn't bet on Monty Williams. Thank you for tuning in to Card Guys. This is Season 2, Episode 12 on 91.5 The Mountain, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcast. Can you tell that we're fired up about the Pistons? I don't think so. Tune in Wednesday as we discuss college basketball. We'll talk NHL. We'll talk MLB. We'll have some fun there. For my good buddies, Ryan Donnelly, Michael Rosenkranz, and Isaac Haffenden, I'm Anthony Schulte saying, so long, everybody.
Love you, Mom and Dad. See ya. I don't even know.